All right, now Avocado-san, we have to remember we're a very serious legacy channel here. We play only totes super serious tier 1 legacy decks, right? Uh-huh. And no fun is allowed, correct? Right? Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Good. I was just checking before I pull up this deck list. Thank you, Avocado-san. Here we go. Hello, folks. Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here. Today we are going to be playing with Sean D's Galvanic Wizards list, and I don't even know where to start with this one. I suppose let's go with the cards in order. Galvanic Wizards. We'll start with Galvanic. Galvanic Relay is a new Storm card. You exile the top card of your library, and during your next turn, you may play that card. And since it has Storm, you get a whole bunch of cards that you can play next turn. Wizards. We have Clever Lumomancer, which kind of has that weird prowess thing that's not prowess, Magecraft. And whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, Clever Lumomancer gets +2/+2 until end of turn. We have Harmonic Prodigy, which whenever the ability of a shaman or another wizard you control triggers, it triggers an additional time. We have Krak the Thumbless, which in addition to being a goblin is also a wizard. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, flip a coin. If you lose, return it to your hand. If you win, copy the spell. You can choose new targets for the copy. Okay, so we are looking to cast a lot of free or discounted spells and do stuff. I think is the best way to describe what this deck list is doing. We have the Demi Lich, which costs 1 blue less to cast for each instant and sorcery spell you've cast this turn. And when it attacks, exile up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard, copy it, and you can cast the copy. You can also cast this thing from your graveyard by exiling 4 instant and or sorcery cards from your graveyard in addition to paying its other costs. So, there's various ways this deck can work. You can have like a Clever Lumomancer and a Harmonic Prodigy, and then just like rattle off a couple of spells and swing for lethal that way. You can have Clever Lumomancer and Krak, and then you like cast a spell, copy it, and Clever Lumomancer gets way bigger. Or like you cast a spell, it didn't copy successfully, return it to hand, cast it again. And you have free things like Land Grant, Manamorphose, Mutagenic Growth, Invigorate, to make this creature bigger via these triggers, and you can finish off with a big Berserk. So, we're a Storm deck, kind of. We're an aggro deck, mostly. We're a combo deck. The deck exists in a weird zone. We're not going to question any of the deck building decisions. We're just going to like jam this into a league and see how it goes. This is obviously a deck built with like, this is for fun mentality rather than like, I'm covering all my bases for a competitive event. We're going to have some issues at some points in this league, but if we do the thing a couple of times, then I think Sean has probably accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. As far as the sideboard goes, it is a collection of legacy legal cards. I think that is mostly what I'm going to say about the sideboard. The one card here that's a little bit covered up by the top deck logo is Alpine Moon. As it ETBs, choose a non-basic land card, lands your opponent's control with the chosen name, lose all land types and abilities, and they gain tap for any color. We're just going to jump right into a league and see how this one goes. I hope I do the thing at least a few times and I don't just like flop around an 0-4 drop. Anyway, if you're a channel regular, please throw me a like before we get started. It's the easiest way to support my content for free. If you're new here, consider subscribing for legacy, modern, and vintage content 5 days a week. If you want to try this deck out, or you want to get your own deck on the channel, that information is in the video description. And if you want more fill than what's publicly available, you can subscribe for a few exclusive members-only videos. Some recent ones have been talking about death and taxes, talking about like computer upgrades and streaming upgrades and whatnot, as well as like bridging the gap between being a good and great player. Let's battle. Okay, so now I have to evaluate opening hands with this deck. All right. So cast Land Grant, get a land, play Clever Lumomancer, pass, and that's probably the end of turn 1. Then turn 2, a Mutagenic Growth. I probably Abundant Harvest, Mutagenic Growth. I have no idea if this is a keepable hand. I can hit 2 land drops. I don't know that I get to like Demi-Lich or Galvanic Relay. Mulligan question mark? Keep question mark? Let's keep it. I have to get a feel for what this deck does and how things play out. We'll just see if I can see the game on the spot when my opponent counters land grant. Alright. Passed. Oh my god, it resolved. I'm so thankful. Okay, so I probably need green-white. So that's Savannah. Savannah. Clever Lumimancer, which notably does not have any actual power on its own. Savannah here does not cast this lightning bolt to remove Delver, but I need Abundant Harvest to hit my next land drop. I may also just get wastelanded and lose the game that way. Clever Lumimancer is protected from lightning bolt though, so that's good. All right, please don't do things. Just like cast an expressive iteration or something. Oh wait, hold on. You wanna battle? Sure. I will pay the life. Okay. Yeah, have your Tarmogoyf. Another one. I think I just need to hit my land drop though. Cast Abundant Harvest. I'll name land. I've gotten a tropical island, which does not cast Clever Lumimancer or Lightning Bolt or Galvanic Relay. I trade with the Tarmogoyf in combat. Battle? No blocks. I don't think I want a Berserk then. Yeah, I don't think the mana in this deck is anywhere near functional. Okay, yep. That's bad. That's real bad. We also don't seem to be casting enough spells to actually get to like Demi-Lich levels of mana. Alright. Sure. So I take 6 here. And my opponent has found a Berserk. Don't think they're going to cast that. And Ragavan will return to hand. Okay, I do not have enough mana to cast Manamorphose. Cool. I will cast Critter and pass the turn. I will need to kill my opponent in one shot, probably on my next turn, which requires me to draw a land, I think. Otherwise, I suspect I am dead. Alright, ponder away. Okay, Ragavan is not coming in via dash. I'll take the 4. We'll see if Ragavan is played as a blocker. Ragavan is played as a blocker. Alright, I didn't draw a land, in which case I believe that I am effectively dead. I can pretend that I'm not dead for a turn, but like my opponent still has 4 cards in hand. We just tripped over our mana and died. I guess I will play Swords to Plowshares, Carpet of Flowers, and Endurance as cards that are reasonable. I guess let's board out some number of Galvanic Relays and Demi-Liches. They're just going to be hard to cast. Let's go with the Demi-Liches. It's really hard for me to actually produce blue mana. And maybe I board down 1 creature, question mark. I'm not gonna think too much about it here. This is a deck where we see if we can do the thing, and if we don't do the thing, we move on to the next round. Okay, I have no creature here. I have a good amount of mana. But I think if I like Abundant Harvest and then don't hit a creature, I do nothing this game. I'm gonna mulligan. This is the same thing where like I can Abundant Harvest and this time I'd have to pick a land. Then I play Harmonic Prodigy. Harmonic Prodigy is not really good on its own. Mulligan. I guess on 5 I keep this. Throw back like Manamorphose, Krak. Land grant for Savannah. Hope it doesn't get Force of Willed and I lose immediately. Does not. Savannah, Clever Lumimancer. I'm not gonna do the math, but I assume that my opponent dies next turn to this, if they cannot interact with me in any way. Just seems like it is very easily lethal. I suppose I should do the math. Alright. So I have +4, +6, +8, +10 doubled. Yes, it is very easily lethal. Come on, clever Lumomancer. I believe in you. And any counterspell stops this from working, but let's believe. Always yield to that. Invigorate. You gain life. And will Berserk resolve? Please resolve, please resolve, please resolve. Oh my god. Screenshot it. Screenshot it for Twitter. Save. Did it. Nice. I don't believe that we actually did the thing. I was so worried that we were going to go the whole match without, or the whole league without doing the thing. Whew, good stuff. All right, sideboarding's perfect. So I want Blossoming Defense. Maybe I'm not supposed to play like... Maybe I'm not supposed to like sideboard. Like maybe the only way I win versus Delver is like just doing the thing. And like trying to interact is just a bad idea. Let's get Blossoming Defense in there. I don't know. Maybe... Meh. I have no idea. I need more mana. I don't know, maybe this is still a keep. My mana's so bad. Like, if I get Savannah so that I can play Clever Lumomancer and Abundant Harvest, then I don't actually have the red for these other cards that are in my hand until I land grant. And, like, counterspells get to knock me off of mana. It's feel bad. Okay. Will I destroy that Ragavan rather than put my threat into play? Probably. Do like a Taiga here. Bolt the Ragavan. Success. Do I want to land grant now? And land grant now before my opponent has another chance to get a removal spell. A little awkward because it gives them like perfect information for sculpting their turn, but it just makes it more likely that I can actually play a game of Magic because my land's resolved. Alright, you've got land. You have like a Tarmogoyf. Alright, Delver. And Ponder. I don't know that I like the sequencing there. You can cast the Ponder and then decide whether or not you want to play the Delver afterwards. You know all the cards in my hand, so it's not like I'm gonna actually do stuff. Sequencing. I think I'm always playing this turn. I'll play this one around days. And then I'll cast an Abundant Harvest. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to name land or non-land. I'm going to name land. Yeah, how am I supposed to, like, cast stuff prior to Galvanic Relay and then cast Galvanic Relay for 3 mana in my, I think, 12 land deck? Alright, stay positive, Phil. Stay positive. Stay on target. Alright, Delver flips to Ponder. Alright, there is the Ponder. That is a shuffle. Okay, that's potentially good news for me. Ooh. I don't have like a mutagenic growth to protect here or anything. It will go to 16. Yeah, so am I supposed to cast Galvanic Relay for 1? Yikes. Also, my mana is atrocious here. Because, like, I have to choose between, like, being able to cast, like, Harmonic Prodigy or Clever Lumomancer prior to doing this, or I play Tropical Island first. I guess I play Tropical Island first. Then I don't have to make that decision. I'll choose non-land. I've picked up a land grant. I have played my land, so I can't go land grant into Galvanic Relay and then do cool things. I could Berserk this Delver. I'm not gonna Berserk the Delver. I need to keep some cards, I think, that can potentially let me win. Alright. Land grant. I'll pick up the Taiga. Play Taiga. I could hemorrhage some of these cards to get more cards with Galvanic Relay. I don't think I'm going to do that. Let's just cast this for a healthy 2. And it copies. We've hit Krak and a land grant. Alright, Delver. Bring it on. Still not gonna berserk this, I don't think. Well, maybe now. Nah. Double berserk is a shit ton of damage. I wish I had something that could just attack this turn. That would be cool. I also wish I had more mana so I could do things that are slightly more interesting than what I can do, but we'll do what I can. So let's cast Krak. It unfortunately has gotten Force of Willed. I will cast a land grant, I suppose. Gets me the final land remaining in my deck. I'll play this. And I think I Galvanic Relay. Harmonic Prodigy is close to enough damage, but not quite enough damage. I would rather try to like play 2 creatures next turn and then hope one of them survives. Alright. Mutagenic Growth, Manamorphose, Windswept Heath. Alright. Double Harmonic Prodigy is interesting because like they will double the things of each other. Okay. That's a thing. A Lightning Bolt. Cool. So we'll play this land that can't actually fetch anything. I will play a Harmonic Prodigy. It has eaten a Force of Will, pitching a Force of Negation. Fine. I will cast a Mutagenic Growth. Or sorry, a Manamorphose. Let's make a red and a blue here. An Endurance. That is almost interesting. Picked a blue for Demi-Lich, which didn't quite work out. My stuff's pretty likely to resolve from here. Try to Lightning Bolt the Delver first. Oh, is Force of Negation their last card? Let's see. Force of Negation is their last card. In which case, I will cast a Harmonic Prodigy and pass the turn. The next turn I put my opponent back to 20 life. They'll be at 6. Go to 7, double to 14. Okay, the Harmonic Prodigy should be lethal next turn. I will take a Delver hit going to 3. I've gotten a turn. Woohoo. Alright, I guess I just turned sideways. Harmonic Prodigy attacks. After no blockers, you can Lightning Bolt the Delver, right? You go to 20. Plus 4, which is really like plus 6. So that's 7 power. 8 power, double to 16. 17 doubled, yeah. I should be good to bolt the Delver in case things go wrong. Yield to that. Cast, target this. You gain the life. Alright, we're up to 7. We're up to 16. And oh my god. I don't believe we did it. Ooh, we won a game. Yes! I am a powerful wizard. Harmonic Prodigy, also a powerful wizard. Alright, I believe this is an easy mulligan. We don't do anything. This hand does not have any mana sources in any capacity. I guess I'm keeping this one. Keep 5 of these. The Krak goes back, and I guess 1 land goes back. I guess the Plateau goes back into the deck. I am probably playing against Infect, which is just a more consistent version of what I am doing. But our version is more fun. Alright. 1 Elfie boy. Grab Savannah. And play our version of Glistener Elf. The good news here is that if our opponent goes for killing us, we do have the option of invigorating their creature, so we die harder. And That's a pro line right there. That's not something your average run-of-the-mill legacy player would see, I don't think. All right. That was a fast brainstorm, which worries me. Do I block? I have to move first if I block. I don't think I'm going to block. I think if this Clever Lumimancer leaves play, I just am not going to beat my opponent. Okay, I just took one. Let's Abundant Harvest. Name non-land. Yield to that. Days is fine there. Play this. Do I want to land grant this turn? I don't think I want to land grant or invigorate this turn. I think I'm doing both of those things next turn in hopes of playing Galvanic Relay. Then let's send this in. So in case anyone asks, I didn't play around Daze there because I don't care if that Abundant Harvest gets dazed. That's fine. Like, if something is going to get countered, I want it to be a spell that does not matter instead of a spell where it gets countered and I lose the game. I can hit pretty hard. I suppose I didn't need to fetch there. Yeah. Grab a Taiga. I'll land grant. I don't have a second Savannah to get. It looks like it's resolving. And I really just have one white source in this deck, so that if my white gets wastelanded, I can never... Okay, alright. Alright. Pick up Trop. Play this. Crash in. Not quite to lethal because we have my opponent gain 6. Wait, hold on. Double. Yeah, we gain 6, so my opponent goes to 23. These are really +6/+6 spells, so I have 6, 12, 13, 14. Not lethal. Alright, I also need to, like, somehow not die this turn. Alright. Am I dead? It does not take much to kill me. Oh, I'm still not dead somehow. This is great. Ooh. Is my opponent theoretically dead now? These are really +6/+6s. I can get +8. No, still not dead. Try to kill the elf? I try to kill the elf. Get some damage in. Normally, well, why should we even talk about normally? We're not in normally right now. Oh, we are getting a Force of Will, pitching a Force of Will. That's fine. Oak. Alright. This is the turn where I die then? This is the turn where I die then. Well, in that case, my death will be greater. Gotta help a brother out, you know? Alright, 9, 9, 13, 13, 26, 26. Yeah, good stuff. We would not have gotten there. I guess I can play a few things that interact with my opponent. I don't know if we're ever going to cast a Demi-Lich. Junk those and junk one Galvanic Relay and put a few interactive cards into our deck. Yeah, there's seriously one fetchable white source in the deck. Oh wait, no, there's a plateau as well. Land Grant only fetch forests, and that's why I didn't see that. Yeah, that is indeed the case. Sure, I'll keep. We can maybe do things with Krak this time. So let's name non-land here. I picked up a mutagenic growth. Things are gonna get weird, folks. I mean, you probably suspected that already, but really, it's gonna be weird. Let's put this on Wizard. And let us cast the Krak. Now, for some undetermined amount of life, Krak may cast mutagenic growth twice for free. And build some storm count. So, hypothetically, if we were to find a Galvanic Relay, it would do cool things. I could also choose to block here when my opponent attacks. I don't think I'm going to do that. Actually, my opponent has to blink first here. They do a +4/+4. Actually, Force of Negation would body me. It exiles. This can't return to my hand. Actually, a regular counterspell would body me too. Alright, yeah, no blocks. You do your thing. You kill me, and I accept it. Nope, I just take one. Land grant, not looking hot. I don't even know if I'm casting any spells this turn. That's a bad sign. I guess I poke you. Oh, I guess I can hard cast a land grant this turn. That's weird. That's something I want to do. It's so awkward. It's so awkward. But I guess it, like, eliminates one bad draw from my deck. Alright, Krak. As my YouTube viewers all know, Tails never fails. See? We copy it. Alright, let's grab a Savannah. Grab a Tropical Island. A quick math check. Did I potentially have lethal if I got lucky? So if I mutagenic growth and gave this +4/+4, I have a 6/6, I double to a 12/12. If Berserk doubles, I get a 24/24. Oh, I could have gone for lethal. Just confirm that works. Mutagenic growth. 6/6. Yeah, I could have gone for lethal. That's weird. I did not expect that. It requires me to get lucky on the Berserk. So I guess I get to try a couple times. You don't usually start looking for lethal from 20, which is why I didn't do that. And if anything in there gets countered, nothing works, right? If one copy of Berserk gets countered, I don't have lethal. Alright, the Glistener Elf comes in, and I'm just going to pause for a second. And then I'm going to move to the rest. That's fine. Okay. That is lethal. Yeah, I guess I should have gone for it. C'est la vie. Well, on our way out. Mutagenic growth paying life. Bark. Tails never fails. I said, and I repeat, Tails never fails. Tails. See? Tails never fails. Same targets. 11-11. 13-13. We're going to try to Berserk it now. Berserk might get countered here. We know Tails never fails, though. See? Alright. Same targets. 26-26. 52-52. Not bad. Yeah, I guess I should have gone for it on my turn. Ah, alright. GG's. My opening hand here has no threats. I think even with 2 redraws, I have to mulligan this. This hand has no mana. Mulligan. I guess on 5 we're keeping. And I guess I'll throw back both mutagenic growths, question mark? I think both mutagenic growths. I don't know. Maybe we can draw something cool. Do Krak things. Like Berserk would be cool. We're named non-land here. We pick up a land grant. Excellent. Excellent card in this current situation. I mean, what? Yeah, that's fine. Oh, cool. We're not getting wastelanded, so that probably means we get dazed instead. Let's fetch. I think I'm just leaning in. Asked a Krak. Oh, we have prompted a response. Yep, there's the daze. We've got another one for next turn. I expect that my opponent has a 3-drop here that they want to play since they didn't wasteland me, so I wouldn't be surprised to see something like a True Name Nemesis hit play here. Ooh, double wasteland. Sure. Goodbye, cruel world. Alright. Fetch. I need to fetch something that gets green. Not gonna complain about the mana base problems. I'm not gonna complain about the mana base problems. Ugh. Okay. I'm gonna land grant. Now this can't get me a green source, so I'll pick up a trop. And then I think I am going to abundant harvest for a land. Okay. That will get me my red source. That gets me plateau. Alright, you brainstorm away. Alright. There's a threat. There's another threat, although a slower one. Alright. So, grab that plateau. Cast Krak. And the Invigorate's being doubled is super weird. Alright. GG's. We're dead here. It's gonna take a few turns, but I think this is officially the tipping point where I'm not coming back from it. In comes the monkey. I'll go to 15. My opponent has found mutagenic growth. Thank you for taking that off of my library, though. I do appreciate it. The Dream World is like drawing Clever Lumomancer into a Berserk, which I'm guessing kills. A Demi-Lich. Okay. That's not a castable magic card, because these aren't blue lands. Like, I could double Invigorate this Ragavan and then still not cast Demi-Lich, though, so that's good. And here's a 1/1. Alright, new land. 3 damage. Every turn I'm going to take 1 more damage. Oh god. Opponent found one of my Galvanic Relays. I don't know if they're going to cast it. This may be one of those times where it's cute rather than actively good, but we'll see how they value their treasure tokens. And how they value having mana open. Okay, they value the open mana quite a bit. Okay, now I can triple invigorate one of my opponent's creatures to produce a 4/3. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't even fly or anything. Why does my cool skull not fly? Alright, they have turned it into a Thopter. It will be able to become a 4/4 if they're willing to chunk some treasures here. Which it appears that they are. So, yep. I think I'm effectively dead. I mean, I said that a couple turns ago, but I think I'm just, like, literally dead next turn. Because I take half my life total here. Found a Berserk. Alright. Concede. Next game, let's pick up Swords to Plowshares and Carpet of Flowers, I guess. I can think about Endurance. Demi-Liches and Galvanic Relays are just so hard to cast. And maybe I'll play 2 Endurances over Galvanic Relays. Hold on one sec. A Wild Masquerain appeared while my opponents were sideboarding, and I want to grab this real quick for the Stardust. Okay. Yes, I would like to play first. This has no threat. It has mana, like I can go Abundant Harvest for land and land grant and have mana stability and a few removal spells. Am I actually going to try to play the control role versus Delver, though? I don't think I win long term if I try to do that. Let's mulligan. Let's find a critter. That's a critter that I can't cast because mana. So that's mulligan. This hand doesn't do anything. Keeps 3 lands and endurance and 1 thing. I go to 4 here. Like, an endurance is not going to beat Delver on its own. Like, it's a fine card, but that's not going to win me a game, I don't think. Whereas a 4-card hand with, like, a Berserk might. Ugh. Alright. Anamorphose 100% goes back. The 2 lands I 100% keep. I'm going to keep the 2 cantrips. And I guess I will grab a basic forest and then not be able to cast the cards that I get off of this because I need to play around Wasteland and my mana's so bad. On land. Alright. Metamorphose is actively a bad draw. It's just something that's like very easy to daze and just put me down 1 card after I already mulliganed to 4. Alright, well, at least my opponent didn't play a threat. So, alright, let's choose a land at random and pull it out of my deck. To pick one of my colors. I guess I could get Plateau. I guess Plateau gives me all my colors, and it lets me get Wastelanded off of 2 colors simultaneously. So that's neat. So let's pick up green, and then one of red or white. Let's pick red in case we draw a Krak. Alright, we're storming. Manamorphose again. Green, red. A cavern. Not the worst, I suppose. Non-land. Land grant. Alright. And the Pokeball Masquerade. Technically a great ball, but whatever. Alright, just a land from my opponent. Oh-ho! Oh-ho! Wizard. Now we're in business. Go, Krak. Double my spell. Guess let's always yield to that. Tails never fails. See? Told you. Let's make sure we have white. And then let's make sure we have red. And that's my turn. See what my opponent can do. I can protect from red removal with Invigorate, but it's awkward. Alright, there's a Saga. The constructs are pretty annoying. I'm kind of a one-shot deck here. Like a prismatic ending. Invigorate does not protect from that. So it goes. Alright, Abundant Harvest is pretty reasonable. On land, towards the Plowshares. Sure. Fast turn. Alright. Really, the misplay here is not just slowing down, throwing a berry and an Ultra Ball at this Masquerade so I catch it and then have my full attention back on the game. That's probably the big misplay here. Goodbye, Cavern. Yeah, see? First try with the Ultra Ball and berry. And now we're awkwardly playing Control versus Delver on a Moldifor. What could go wrong? What does Urza Saga do? Why should I worry about it? Let's just nuke this. Alright, you get a Construct and probably a Retrofitter Foundry, I'm guessing. Part 1. Just going to Swords to Plowshares this while it gives them the smallest amount of possible life. There it is. I don't know why that decision took so long. Krak! Return to me, my goblin brother. Alright, it happened. Good news. I assume this dies one way or another, though. Yep. Invigorate does not protect from Swords to Plowshares. And stand still. Sure. My opponent has a threat in play already, so that's quite good for them. Alright, I think we can probably concede here. Like, my opponent has standstill plus 2 threats that work very well in conjunction with each other. I have nothing. I think I'm going to value the audience time here and pack it in. My opponent is just exceptionally far ahead, and we'll just try to do the thing when we don't Moldifor. Alright, I have no threat. I have to mulligan this hand. Yep, this is a keep. So, just quick math check. So, if opponent is at 23 because of Invigorate, and this is 6. Yeah, this is going to be fine. We're going to put back the Krak and go for a turn 2. Alright. Touch. Grab Savannah. Clever Lumimancer. And a Lotus Petal. And pass the turn. So Invigorate puts my total power to 6. Goblin Guide is cool with me. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do about this Goblin Guide. Oh, I just have double Berserk? That means my opponent is very dead, right? Invigorate puts my opponent to 23. This is 6. Double to 12, double to 24. Yeah, we're good. No blocks. Alright. All this stuff is instants. Back. After no blocks. Cast, target you. You gain life. Yield to that. Berserk you. Go up to 8, and then double to 16. Then we Berserk again. And deal 32 damage. Wait, 36 damage. That's an okay turn 2. We have done the thing for burn player. So I guess I could play like endurance and swords to plowshares, and this is just like a +2/+2 pump spell that is a protection spell, is also probably reasonable. I think I'm pulling out the demi liches because I think they're uncastable. Replace those with a couple more threats here. One pump spell, and now like, do I want to play swords to plowshares? Swords to plowshares can gain me an absolutely comic amount of life if I like do the thing, and then swords to plowshares a critter. I kind of want to do it. Some number of Galvanic Relays probably need to come out anyway for just being slow. And I don't know, maybe a Manamorphose is also slow. Let's try this. Okay. This hand is not nearly as aggressive as the hand last time. That said, I think I'm going to keep this still. Like, it has a Clever Lumomancer, which is just the most important card to my deck doing its thing. So I'm good with it. Alright. A Galvanic Relay on top. That's fine. Now, so there's Eidolon to think about. I have one Swords to Plowshares effect in hand. If my opponent has an Eidolon, I very much want to remove that rather than Goblin Guide. So I think I'm gonna... I should have played the Cavern. I guess now that I've done this, I'm gonna commit to Swords to Plowsharing the Goblin. Good Savannah. Oh, another Goblin Guide. Spicy. So both of these are gonna swing in, and we'll see if we can randomly draw some cards. There is a Mutagenic Growth on top of my library, and it will remain on top of my library. But let's remove one of these. I'll take 2 this turn, and go to 15. And I will take some more damage to the dome. Alright. This goes on Wizard. I will cast the Clever Lumomancer. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to cast another spell. I think I'm going to cast the Abundant Harvest because it costs mana. And then try to kill via, like, Galvanic Relay next turn. Always yield to that. I'm going to choose non-land here still, I think. I've still got the land grant. I will just go... No, I'll save that for next turn because Galvanic Relay. It's very possible I end up like killing myself with Mutagenic Growth, so I can cast 1, 2, 3, 4. That alone is +8. And then I can cast a Galvanic Relay, which is another 10. So this is 18 theoretical damage next turn. That's pretty cool. Maybe we can get one more spell out of that. Alright, Goblin Guide, what do you reveal? A Manamorphose. That's excellent. I'm going to go with no blocks and try to kill my opponent. I am going to need to keep in mind that my opponent could have 7 damage. Surgical Extraction? Really? A little annoying. I really wanted that Manamorphose, but like, why the fuck are you boarding in Surgical Extraction? Is there a like slash... Is there a subreddit like r/don't surgical that? Don't bring in surgical? Because I'm just saying... I have some screenshots. Fire Blast targeting Clever Lumomancer. This costs me a Mutagenic Growth. I'm just confirming, yes, this is targeting this. So Mutagenic Growth, target this. Pay for it like so. This is now a 4/5, which means I live through that Fire Blast. I'll take 5 and go to 5. Alright. This is where things get a little weird. So I need to go land Lotus Petal. Land Grant. I'll pick up a Taiga, I suppose. We're very dead to Price of Progress already. And now the question is, like, do I want to use my Lotus Petal or not? Do I want to fetch or not? I am basically already dead to any one spell that my opponent has. I think I am good with fetching. I'll grab another Taiga. Mutagenic Growth here. for a green. Then I will Galvanic Relay. And my Clever Lumomancer is an 8/9. Oh, right. I forgot about the copies that I had mentioned previously. Alright, so I am a 14/15. And it looks like I have some goodies next turn, if I get a next turn. So this is during your next turn, so I can't do these now. So if opponent has land plus spell, they win. If they don't, I probably win. Okay, here's 2 damage off a Goblin Guide. Alright. So I just bolt this, and then lethal them. Okay, Manamorphose should just confirm that they are very, 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 very dead. Alright, Lightning Bolt, target you. Pay a red. Blocker is gone. Cast Manamorphose. I'm now up to 4 power. Pick up, like, I don't know. I guess I technically... pick up green, red. A Berserk. That's pretty good. I guess I can just cast that now. Can't think of anything that makes that not lethal. Yep. GG's. Is that 2 rounds now that we won? We've won 2 rounds somehow. Alright, color me impressed. So I heard you liked Demi-Lich. Yep, can't cast 4 spells in a turn, so... Actually, can't cast any spells, mulligan. Land grant. With Lightning Bolt, you have no target for mutagenic growth. Yeah. This hand doesn't do anything either, I don't think. I can, like, have, like, either a Krak or a Harmonic Prodigy. And... I don't think that goes anywhere. Try to find a Clever Lumomancer hand. Hey, it's Clever Lumomancer. On 5, I'm definitely keeping this. The Lotus Petal will go back, and I guess 1 land of some nature will go back. Probably the Taiga. Alright. Wizard. We have a Clever Lumomancer. Alright. We are playing against a real deck again. Would have appreciated another round versus a questionable tier deck. We are definitely in the questionable tier ourselves. Alright. So I'm gonna fetch. And I guess I'll grab a Taiga, question mark, question mark, question mark. I need at the very least a forest of some nature. And I don't know. Like, am I supposed to let this Taiga get wastelanded? Do I want to protect the cavern? Eh. Do not get to cavern on Manamorphose, unfortunately. Brainstorm goes to the bin. Nope. I will attack for 2. And I will hold mutagenic growth because that's protection against a lightning bolt. Slightly pricey protection, but protection. And I don't think I live if this thing dies. Alright, you've got a Volk. Got a Ponder, let's always yield to that. Force of Will goes to the bin. Which I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about, because I feel like that, generally speaking, is probably going to be a good card. Like, when your opponent is on 2 cards, like, yes, I've got a Cavern, but... I don't know, like, Magecraft tends to indicate that there's going to be more creatures coming in. Ooh, they're holding back. Do I even cast spells this turn? I probably don't. I probably just pass the turn and wait and try to have a big turn. Like, this just has 0 base power, so... like, turning it sideways isn't really the bluff that I want it to be or anything. Alright, you have more mana. You have a Murktide. You do have a Murktide. That's what was indicative of the Force of Will going to the bin last turn. Kill. Put you to 20 with Invigorate. Get +6, get +10, double to 20. But not if Dragon Rage Channeler happens, right? Oh wait, no. 6, double to 10, get 2 more, 24. Okay, yeah. So we'll try. I need Murktide Regent not to block. It becomes very awkward for me if Murktide Regent blocks. The fear is real. My opponent is really tanking. I love it. Blocked with the Murktide. Okay, is Invigorate alone good enough? Invigorate on its own is +6/+6. How much damage can I do to my opponent if I Berserk? So +6, +10, +12, 24. So not lethal amounts of damage. I could save the Berserk and cast Invigorate plus Mutagenic Growth. That's super awkward for me. I could also just, like, deal a shit ton of damage and put my opponent close. You gain life. Maybe the do a shit ton of damage and put my opponent close to dead plan is pretty good. I'm just gonna pay the life here. I'm gonna attempt the shit ton of damage. Alright. There's 24. It's not lethal, but it puts my opponent in lightning bolt range. That's probably fine. Goodbye, clever Lumomancer. You did your job. Lightning bolts are in the main deck, right? Yes. Now all I have to worry about is my opponent being one of the top 3 decks in the format with 6 cards in their hand. That's no big deal, right? My opponent had a very great deal of respect for the amount of damage that I was capable of doing, though. So, like, they took a line that kept them alive. I will go to 16. Yeah, and then I'm going to lose my Cavern of Souls, I'm betting. Nope. Well, I'm glad I didn't. Here she is. Alright. I'm going to take 3 this turn. Oh, nope, I'm going to take 2 this turn. That's fine. There are some scary cards in my deck that my opponent can hit. Land Grant is not one of those scary cards. An expressive iteration, I'm guessing? Yep. That is a Murktide Regent. That means I am likely dead in a turn cycle, huh? There's the second mana off the treasure. At least the graveyard isn't just, like, absolutely stacked with instants and sorceries. And, like, this will also shrink Dragon Rage Channeler, I suppose. Alright, so I need to draw Lightning Bolt in one of 2 draw steps. I can either thin my deck by 1 card or play around Double Wasteland. Neither one of those things is super relevant. I think I'm just gonna hold in case I draw, like, another Clever Lumomancer or something. Do I hold this? I guess I hold this. The reason to cast it is to thin my deck of 1 card. But this way, bluff some stuff, and maybe my opponent leaves back an extra creature or something. Nope. I'm taking 3. Go to 11. Opponent found an Invigorate. No big deal. Alright, Delver, sure. Dragon Rage Channeler, sure. So, oh, more Delver. So I need to draw Lightning Bolt. Just confirm, what if the Delver is and the Dragon Rage Channelers don't flip? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11. So I'd have to chump block with Clever Lumomancer. Let's thin. One very specific card I'm looking for. Let's just grab the second Taiga. Make sure that I have access to a forest as well as a red source. Yeah, sure. Krak. I'll cast this Land Grant a couple of times. Clever Lumomancer gets buffed. Tails never fails. Copy. I'll grab a Savannah. Grab a Trop. I'll, I guess, play a Trop. And pass the turn. And we'll see if I survive this turn cycle. The answer is no if the Delvers flip. Oh, the Delvers don't flip. My opponent can fetch and go to 1. And get a second shot at flipping the Delvers. Sorry, the second Delver, rather. Unholy Heat. Does this target a player? No, target creature or planeswalker. That is going to be a 3rd type in the graveyard for Dragon Rage Channeler. Yeah, I might die this turn. Yeah, that is a Murktide Regent. That's fine. That's also... oh no, that is the 4th type. Okay, so now I believe I am dead even with chump blocking Ragavan. Yeah. Well, that game was much closer than I expected. We needed 2 more turns. We needed 2 more draws. Alright. So, Swords in, Endurance in, and maybe Carpet and Blossoming Defense even. I think Demi-Lich is out, some number of Galvanic Relays out. Do I even want to play Blossoming Defense? It sounds stupid to say, but it costs some mana. Maybe I don't do that. I'm like 1 mana Morphos. Call it acceptable. I would like to play first. This hand doesn't have a castable creature, so it needs to go back. This hand also does not have a castable creature, so it needs to go back. Guess we're keeping this one. Do I want to keep Krak or Harmonic Prodigy? I think I'll just keep the Prowess card. This situation is awful. I'm just gonna keep my mana. I'm gonna keep the mana and the removal for the first critter. But this doesn't win. That said, I don't really think I can go down another card here and have a realistic shot of winning this game. I'm gonna just play directly into Daze here. If I win, it's because everything goes absolutely perfectly in my way. So we're not playing around anything. I'm gonna drop this Harmonic Prodigy and then hope to like rattle off Manamorphose maybe into something else cool. Alright. Wizard. And cast it. Excuse me. So for my Mold of 5, I've produced a 1/3. Now it is a 1/3 that is not going to die to a lightning bolt. That's the good news. Bad news is like everything else. Alright, and a lightning bolt targeting this, so I have to mutagenic growth. The good news is the prowess alone allows this to survive, so I don't get wrecked by a counterspell. Cool. Alright. Berserk is a thing that exists that doesn't do anything right now, but gives me hope for the future. Alright. Sure. I'll take 1. I go to 16. Oh, my opponent opts not to wasteland me, which is cool. Happy about that. That means I get to sneak another creature into play. So there's instant land creature in play. I don't want this to exactly be... No, remember what I said. If I win this game, it's because everything exactly goes my way. I'm just going to attack in. And if my opponent like brainstorms and then puts another card type into the graveyard and they get a block off, like, so be it. Seems like my opponent has a Murktide here. Okay, Ragavan is fine. Alright, opponent is only attacking in with 1 critter. I will not block that. I will not berserk that. We're just gonna chill. The Clever Lumimancer's triggers are doubled from Harmonic Prodigy right now. If I were to cast this Berserk, I could deal 8 damage with it. So that means next turn I could deal 16 damage with 1 card, which is cool. Or no, 12, because it's only getting doubled once. I could also use this Berserk defensively in some very weird ways. Lightning Bolt on Harmonic Prodigy. I think I just let that happen. I could save it. Is saving it better than saving the Berserk? Probably not. The Berserk's really important. I'm gonna let it go. Goodbye, Harmonic Prodigy. Well, I could just use this as a removal spell for the Ragavan and keep this. Maybe that's not crazy. Oh, it's only a Berserk. Berserk only kills if the creature attacked this turn. Yeah, okay. Goodbye. Alright, do I want to stop this Ragavan forever? I don't think so. I think I just need to keep this card and hope that I can cobble together a kill somehow. A Galvanic Relay. Are they going for it? They're going for it. Tapping out seems a little scary to me. Alright, an Unholy Heat. Force of Will goes to graveyard. And whatever the second one is stays on top. And Gut Shot. Rude. So there's 3 card types in graveyard right now, but a 4th is pretty likely to happen. So Unholy Heat might kill an Endurance. Endurance notably also not a wizard. Guess I'm passing the turn. Galvanic Relay hitting double removal spell is just absolutely devastating for me. Alright, do your thing. Okay. Well, guess I'm trying. I will float a colorless mana in response. And I guess I want a white source, and I probably want 2 green sources, so let's pick up Savannah here. I think I will cast the Endurance. My opponent still has 3 card types in graveyard, which I'm very happy about. If they surveil the 4th type, it's unfortunate for me. Because they can Unholy Heat. Ah, damn it. They can Unholy Heat in response to my Endurance trigger on the stack while they still have 4 types. Alright, target you. The Endurance gets Unholy Heated as expected. Alright, goodbye. And send those things back into your deck. No blocks. Dragon Rage Channelers are 1/1 again. That's nice. Opponent found an Invigorate. It's a shame because that's one of the cards that I really would have liked. A land grant. Is it crazy to just hardcast this so my opponent doesn't get to know about the Berserk that's in my hand? Probably not. Means that this can be dazed, but like whatever. Let's pick up a Taiga. Play it out. Attack for 2. Send him. Put my opponent to 11. More removal. So I can cast Berserk to keep this alive, right? I can cast a Berserk to keep this alive. I'm gonna let my opponent's surveils happen. But I basically think I'm at the point where I can't win. Berserker Ragavan. Because my trigger keeps me alive from Gut Shot. And note, this means that my opponent does have multiple Gut Shots in their deck. They're very prepared for the 4-color Magecraft matchup. Gut Shot deals me damage, but doesn't kill it. And opponent knows the text on Berserk well enough to know that they just have to not attack with Ragavan in order to avoid the Berserk killing it. Alright. Do some stuff. Always yields. I don't think it matters too much here. Force of Plowshare is that Ragavan. It's the most annoying of the things here. Alright, Force of Will is a nuisance. And now I can hit in for 4 damage. Or at the very least, try to. Submerge, in addition to everything else. Alright, we're gonna just concede there. That's fine. We can call it. My opponent has 4 power in play. Like, I know what my next draw is. We're dead. Overall thoughts on the deck list. Well, we're gonna go to my website, ThrabenUniversity.com, and pull up Brewing 101. The idea here was not solidified. The idea here did not have a good mana base. The idea here did not really have any interaction with what the opponent was doing in game 1. The sideboard choices were pretty questionable. Like, this is a deck that I can't really recommend. I expected to go 0-4 and then drop. We got lucky a couple of times, but like, basically in this league, the cards that did stuff were Clever Lumomancer, Invigorate, and Berserk, and everything else was kind of there. Like, the deck has 12 lands and is trying to play like 3 drops that require other spells to happen first. The deck is 3 colors, kind of 4 colors, and has this thing that like you can't really reasonably cast in the deck at all unless you're already doing enough stuff that would probably win you the game. Like, if you have something else in play and you cast 4 spells, right? Like, why do you need Demi-Lich? You probably just killed them. So I don't know. I think trying to build a Clever Lumomancer based aggro deck or like aggro combo deck is potentially viable, but like trying to make that work with all this stuff at the top end of the curve, I think isn't gonna happen. I don't think Krak is really a viable legacy card. It introduces so much variance into your game when you need key things to resolve. Like, is Harmonic Prodigy really better than just, like, say, even like Monastery Swift Spear? I think the main deck has a lot of problems, and then like the sideboard looks like this. Like, what deck do you even want Absolute Grace versus? Like, where do you want to board in Containment Priest? Like, is what matchup is Containment Priest going to win you the game when you have 12 lands, so it's hard for you to cast it reliably on turn 2 in some cases? Like, should this be a Leyline? Should this be Surgical Extraction because it like goes better with the Magecraft type things? This is a time where I think you just like send the entire deck back to the drawing board and say like, okay, some things worked here, but the majority of the deck does not work together. I hope this was enjoyable. We powered through that league pretty darn quickly. This is probably going to be a short video. If you enjoyed, please leave me a like. It's the easiest way to support my content for free. If you're new here, consider subscribing for Legacy, Modern, and Vintage content 5 days a week. If you want to mess around with this deck list or get one of your own things on the channel, that information's in the video description. Have a great rest of the day, and if you want more fill, remember YouTube members have access to a few exclusive videos as well. See ya!